Today, guys, I'm going to bring you the broken 4-1-2-1-2 that got a 98.53% win rate. It's absolutely incredible. You're going to love it. Let's get into the video. So we are going to get the powerhouses out of the way first, but I do want to quickly say, please do leave a like on the video if you enjoy the content on this channel, and be sure to subscribe to the channel because we've got tons of tactics and much more. And also, check out the live streams on the screen right now. We're live almost daily. But we're going to start off with PSG over in the French League, the best team by far used in this tactic test, but we had a very good season. Out of 34 games, we won 32, drew 1, and just lost 1 as well. Very, very impressive. 97 points across the entire season. No real complaints there from me. Kylian Mbappe, 71 goals across all competitions. Absolutely incredible from him. Mendes, 29 assists. We are going to be getting used to seeing fullbacks being a very big part of this team because at the end of the day, they're the ones that really do provide the width and create the chances from the wide areas. In terms of the league stats, it's going to be 145 league goals, just 17 conceded, and also just the 1 red card. Not only 1 trophy though, there's going to be 4 trophies coming in. The Champions League against Bayern, the French League against everyone, the French Cup against Monaco, and also the Trophy de Champion against Toulouse, making it a beautiful, elegant 4 trophy 1 season ratio. Over to the team stats, we are going to feature in 6 of them. The most points per game at 2.85, the most goals at 145, the fewest shots against at 152, the most shots at 773, possession-wise, 58% of the ball, we're not going to complain at all, and the fewest conceded coming in at 17, alongside of the most clean sheets at 20. So a very good tactic, not only defends really well, has decent levels of possession, and scores a ton of goals. Going over to the data hub, we are going to be looking at 4.26 goals per game, a conceded at 0.5, so you can see there how dominant we really are. Close to 23 shots a game, exactly 22.74, a pass completion just over 88%, and attacker win ratio 0.2% under 76. It's looking really good. Let's just say that. And then we're going to go over to Feyenoord, where we had a very, very good season. And you know what? We potentially could have won the Champions League because we did not only win the Dutch League, we also won the Dutch Cup and the Cruyff Shield. But we actually got knocked out against PSG, which again are going to be the other team we're going to be testing with in the same save. So we would have pretty much guaranteed getting through to Champions League final. Potentially could have been another quadruple. I'm loving testing with Feyenoord at the moment. I really want to get a save going. Let me know in the comments right now how the Dutch League is and is it fun to play in. 127 league goals, just 15 conceded, and this man here is a big reason behind my love for the club. Santiago Jimenez looks absolutely incredible. 41 goals, also picking up the most assists. He's an absolute unit. We also went invincible in the league. That is right. 0 losses, 100 points, and that is going to be the 98.53 win percentage. But to be fair, we nearly replicated that exact same percentage with PSG, so it really does cook. Let's go to the team stats. Over to the league stats, so we are going to be looking at most points per game at 2.94, most goals at 127, most shots at 698, the fewest shots against at 173. Possession-wise, we're not going to rank 1, but also we outscored everyone else by quite a fair few goals, so we sacrificed a little bit of possession to score more goals, meaning winning more games. So I know what I'd rather be winning games. We also were very good in the fewest conceded and the most clean sheets. Utter Dutch dominance. Over to the data hub, it's going to be 3.74 goals per game, a conceded at 0.44, an improvement on PSG by 0.6%, over 20 shots a game at 20.53, a pass completion of 88.33, and attacker win ratio just shy of 81%. And over to some weaker teams, the first one is going to be Coventry, a team predicted to finish in 12th place, and I have seen some comments about, the teams you want to see tested with. Coventry was definitely one of them, and we enjoyed a very good season winning the league. We did lose 6 games, but it is to be expected when we are obviously one of the weaker teams in the league, but still very dominant in a very competitive league as well. It's going to be Wright with 47 goals, and it is going to be Milan coming in with 29 assists, so a very good season from them two individually, but as a team, all round, we were very, very good. You can see here, 135 league goals scored. Yes, we did concede a few more than obviously with PSG and Feyenoord, but it really doesn't matter when you're scoring that many goals. And to be fair, in terms of English Cups go, we actually enjoyed a very good season. Getting to the final of the Carabao Cup where Newcastle were a little bit too much for us, and also the FA Cup getting to the semi-final with a team like Coventry. Sensational. Going over to the team stats, we are going to feature in 3 of them: the most points per game, the most goals, and the most shots for. But just to showcase it, 58% possession, so up there with the big boys in the league. That's a very good sign. Over to the data hub, we're going to easily score double to what we are going to be conceding. Basically scoring 3 goals a game, over 17, practically 18 shots per game, a pass completion of 88.38%, and a tackle win ratio of 76.58. So even with the smaller teams, you might concede a few more goals, but we're outscoring everyone. And lastly, it is going to be in the Spanish second division. That is going to be Mirandes, a team predicted to finish 21st in the league, all the way down here, right in the red, and we have won it. We have won the entire thing by 9 points as well. So again, we did lose a few games. I'm going to showcase that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not 100% on this occasion, but this does easily showcase how good this tactic is with all standards of teams, whether that be a top team in the French league, a good team in the Dutch league, or you're working your way down to these teams here. It is going to be Durdov picking up 36 goals, and it's going to be Bieza coming in with a 7.58 highest average rating, and it is going to be Godoy coming in with the most assists. 109 league goals, only 38 conceded, which, by the way, sounds a lot better than what it is, because it's second best, and we were predicted to finish down in 21st, so yeah, definitely a bit of an overperformer as well, and of course, winning the second division. Again, it is going to be 3 sets of stats we're going to feature in, but I will showcase the possession again. 58% I would say is a very good average to what you could expect to get with this tactic. I believe that is now 3 that has had that, of all different levels, so 58% is going to be your go-to. The most shots for, 723, because we're not shy to get shots off with this tactic, and 109 goals with 2.36 goals per game. Not mean goals per game, points per game. Goals per game is 2.6, and still under a goal conceded, so only one of the tests went slightly over the goal per game conceded, but even in that one, we outscored by double, so it really doesn't matter. Tackle win ratio at 76%, a pass completion of 88.6, and just over 17 shots per game. We had a great time in the finals with PSG. This is going to be the French Cup final against Monaco, a very good team obviously over in France, and we got off to an absolute flying start here, utilising the wide area to Hakimi, who played such an important role in this team, getting the lead very early on. You can see here again, Hakimi absolutely making Enrique look pathetic. A great ball in the box, as it is going to be Big Colo coming in with his goal to, you know, a very comfortable 2-0 lead. And Mbappe over to Colo, inside into Soler, back into Fabian. Great give and go. You're really seeing the beautiful side of this tactic. An elegant goal there. And this is really the nail in the coffin. A little ball short, into Kimpembe, back into Soler, into Fabian, first time, banger. Speaking of early goals, the Champions League final, we actually got 2 goals inside of 12 minutes as Bayern attempted to play out from the back and got capitalised, got pressured, they lost the ball, and this is where they started to panic. 2 goals in 12 minutes. There's a great bit of play from the left-hand side, in the middle, into King. And I will say King Mbappe, the man himself, and this is going to be the third one. Mbappe into Fabian, out wide, he's going to cut it back, and it's so easy. This tactic is hands down one of the best I've ever used in this game, and it honestly cooks. They do get a goal back here, I am going to show you as well. To be honest to him, it was good play until the goal. Donnarumma got missighted, it is what it is, but this gets embarrassing. And if anyone, not that anyone from SI will watch my videos, but please fix this, because it's ridiculous. But of course, we are now going to get to your favourite part of the video, and now this is going to be the perfect time to leave a like on the video and definitely consider subscribing. And if you enjoy my videos, you're going to love my live streams as well. We're live almost every single day on twitch.tv/JoshDaly. Link is going to be on the screen and in the description. You guys that seem to be loving the streams, we've got a very low league English save, and you get a really good chance to see how I make my tactics and ask any questions as I go through. So do come over and get involved, and let's get in and break down this tactic. So we are going to start off with a sweeper keeper who is going to be on support simply on the default instruction, a wingback again on support on stay wider. Very crucial we have that on because they do provide the width in this system, and also he is going to get further forward, so obviously is the default sort of idea of this role. The ball playing defender is going to be on defend, on tackle harder, alongside of another ball playing defender exactly on the same. I'm really liking tackle harder on my players recently because it just makes them a little bit more aggressive, and yes, you do pick up the odd booking here and there, so it's completely up to you if you keep it on, but in my opinion it does help win the ball back a lot more often because they actually put a challenge in. And the wing back on the left is going to be exactly the same as on the right, stay wider and also get further forwards. Going over to the midfield, it is going to be a DM a very big role in this team, has a lot of pressure on him as well. He's going to be on support on tackle harder and mark tighter, just to play as pretty much man-mark players and put in a challenge, win the ball back, so he can obviously look to counter-attack, because despite this being a very narrow system, and it definitely has that tiki-taka approach to it, it is also quite a counter-attacking team. We're going to see that in the in-transition tab. You've got to see how many players actually get forward. So we do need that element of the game as well. A central midfield player is going to come in on support, on roam from position, and move into channels. Again, a nice simple player to literally, as it says, roam about, get into different pockets of space, collect the ball, spread the ball around, and it is a really good role to have in the team. A Mazzalor is going to come in on support as well, simply on the default instructions, and working our way up to the top 3. A shallow striker who is going to be on attack, simply on the default instructions, and the advanced forwards on both tackle harder on the default attacking instructions. Those are going to be your player instructions. Let's go to the team. This is going to be based off a custom tiki-taka style on the attacking mentality. And let's get over and break down in possession. But firstly, thank you to all of the wonderful names coming down the screen. There's nearly 1,000 of you guys now on the Patreon, which is crazy. There's absolutely loads of perks to go over and get them. I mean, we've got 8 perks, access to all 3 of the tactics, early video release, early tactic release, you get priority in the rebuild and tactic requests, you get one-on-one tactical help, I tweak your tactics, giveaways. There's so much going on. Check it out. Honestly, it's popping at the moment. It really is. The link is going to be in the description. But let's go over and talk about this fantastic in possession set of instructions, because you're going to understand how this tactic done so well. We are going to go with pass into space. Playing out from the back is going to be key, alongside of focusing the play through the middle. Obviously, we've got quite a stacked midfield right now, so focusing the play through that central area is exactly what we want to be doing. We're going to go shorter on the directness, because that's how you maintain a good level of possession without going to overkill. I did try it on much shorter, and yes, we had more possession, but we weren't really scoring enough goals. So that is why we've not gone for the smallest option when it comes to the directness. We're going to go to higher with the tempo, and we are also going to go with mixed crosses. The rest of it is going to remain exactly blank, because we don't need to be more expressive on the default variant, because again, it's very attacking from the mentality alone. And the player roles, we don't need to be expressive from kickoff. Transition, there are going to be a couple of changes. We are going to go with the counter press, the counter, distribute quickly, distribute to the centre backs, and take short goal kicks. Very quickly explain there, because it's the meta instructions. All of this broken meta series, you've got to see a lot of this going on, because that is the meta instructions in the game. And when we do counter attack, we're going to have both fullbacks, 2 of the midfield players, and that front 3 absolutely causing havoc on the opposition. Lastly, out of possession, it is going to be a bit different to the usual. We're going to go with the high press line of engagement. This standard line becomes a higher defensive line. We're going to step up more with the defensive line as well. A really aggressive way of defending the game. We're going to get stuck in, really take the game to them. Prevent short goalkeeper distribution, because we have got 2 strikers. That is 2 players that are going to be right near their goalkeeper to apply a lot of pressure. And also, we are going to go with a much more often on the trigger press. So again, a very intense tactic, but as long as you're following my 3 principles and everyone's principles really, correct training, rotation, and rest, and you made the right signings, you got good depth, you're going to be completely fine. Trust me, you can roll this for the season. You need to have them 3 things in place. You'll be golden. Even with a team that are predicted to finish basically rock bottom of the Spanish second tier, we're playing like Barcelona. I mean, we really are playing the ball about well, and we're not afraid to go direct for that last pass either, which I do love to see, especially in a narrow system. Again, we do actually see in this graphic here a bit of width in the tactic. It's not all going to be narrow and too compressed. The wingback does provide a very good amount of width to the team, and again, drives it back into midfield. Nice simple passes, and that is a bit of individual brilliance, but the link up to get to that player was simply sublime. Ruben out on the right-hand side, again, drifting inside, ball through, and again, nice and simple. It doesn't have to be too complicated, guys. It really doesn't. It's as simple of getting it out wide, cutting it back for a couple of passes, as we've got to see here. Ruben goes with a ball in on that occasion, and on this save, to be fair, with Durdov, he is quite a unit, so we can actually win headers. As he does there, a little flick on, a failed clearance from them. Again, a bit of more of a direct approach. I'm glad you'll see in this side of the tactic as well, because it does do a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. Again, from the right-hand side, driving it back in, and that shock and defend them, but I'm not going to complain. This is going to be the Carabao Cup semi-final against Millwall, believe it or not. A very interesting Carabao Cup semi-final as we got off to a flying start inside of 13 minutes. Obviously, the game was an absolute thumping. 5-0 and 6-1 on aggregate after 2 legs. And it just got embarrassing for them, really. They actually got a few injuries in this game as well. So not the best game from not only result-wise, but also injury-wise. As we are going to see a great ball in there. And it's going to be Wright, who leaps like a salmon, as they say, to get the header. Playing through the midfield here. Nearly collided with the ref, to be fair. A great run from O'Hara, and it's going to be a beautiful finish with one more goal to come in, as we're going to see here, playing it round the back, actually. Good to see this. And by the way, this is a good graphic as well, because you can see here how high we're pushed up the field, but we always have one player back to obviously stop any counter-attacks, help the counter-attacks, and it does deal with it very, very well. But having this higher line pushed up, you've just got so many players to play the ball about to, you rarely lose possession. And as you can see here, Sims goes through, and it's a beautiful finish. Going over to the attacking variant, this is going to be designed to get a goal back in a game, or potentially if you are playing as a powerhouse, you could even go into a game with this tactic. A little heads up. The goalkeeper is going to remain exactly the same. The wing-backs, however, are now going to be on attack. That is the same for the right and the left-hand side, simply just to get them even more involved in the link-up play and obviously getting assists. Both of the ball-playing defenders remain exactly the same because I don't also want them dribbling more because our wing-backs are now a lot more aggressive. I don't want to overcommit the entire back line. A roaming playmaker is going to come in instead of a DM, on support, on moving into channels, tackle harder, and also mark tighter. The central midfield player gets one added instruction. That is going to be get further forwards because I'm really trying to get this midfield to be quite attacking now because, again, this is designed to go in and obviously either batter a team if you're playing a really low-down team, you're trying to get goal difference, or if you're in a game and you're 1-0 down and you need a goal. I don't know, to push to extra time or to just try and get a point. Whatever the scenario is, having a tactic this attacking is going to be needed at some stage of your FM career. The Mezzala is going to come in simply on the default. The Shadow Striker is going to have one more instruction, simply on shoot more often. This is quite relevant, though, in terms of the player you've got. If you've got a Shadow Striker that doesn't really have that good finishing, then I wouldn't recommend having it on. But pretty much across the saves I did, anything over 12 is completely fine in terms of the finishing, so I would definitely recommend having it on if you sort of meet that standard. The advanced forwards are going to remain exactly the same because, again, they do exactly what I want them to do anyway, and I don't really want them on shoot more often as well. And this is going to just transform quite a calm 4-1-2-1-2 into a very attacking 4-1-2-1-2 that is going to score you goals. Yes, you are going to be a bit more defensively vulnerable, but it is going to get you the goal. So bear that in mind and use it when you need to use it. Again, Patreons can get all of these free in one simple download, but I do include them in the video so it doesn't force people to pay for tactics because I don't want to do that. So let's go over to the team instructions for the attacking variant. Now, this is going to remain on an attacking mentality. We didn't opt for a very attacking mentality because we did change the defensive line as well. But this tab, we're going to focus on this. We're going to go pass into space, overlap left, overlap right. We're still going to focus to play through the middle. We just encourage overlapping runs on either side of the field. And also, the real big change is going to be more expressive. In transition, not too much, if anything changes really, but it is going to be the counter press the counter, distribute quickly to anyone across the back line, because now then wing-backs are going to be on attack. I'm not against going short to them and them literally running down the side of the field. If they've got it in their locker, if you've got a very good attacking fullback, that is definitely an option. Lastly, we're going to have the much higher line, the high pressure line of engagement, much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, and also step up more. So again, yes, it is very, very attacking, and it is going to leave you more vulnerable at the back, but this is designed purely to get goals. So hopefully you understand the reasoning behind this, and it is literally just a tactic you can simply change to get back into the game. But let's go over now and go over a more defensive side, which can be used for real low league saves or to defend a game out. This is going to be the Meta 4-1-2-1-2 Def. Defensive variant / underdog. I couldn't really fit it all in one, but this is definitely a tactic I would use for a lower league save, or if you are trying to defend a game out as one of, one of the top teams, or a Premier League sort of save. The goalkeeper is going to remain the same. The wing-backs are simply both going to be on support, on stay wider. The ball-playing defenders remain exactly the same as well, so nothing too dramatic changes across the backline or the keeper. Midfield sees a difference though. The DM is going to be on defend now, on tackle harder and also mark tighter. A central midfield player is going to come in on defend, on pass it shorter, tackle harder and also mark tighter. The Mezzala is going to be on support, on Pass It Shorter, and also the Advanced Playmaker is going to be on support on Pass It Shorter and move into channels. So you're seeing a very familiar pattern. This player obviously hasn't got the shorter passing on, but this 4 here, this lovely sort of diamond shape, is going to be linking up the play beautifully, maintaining possession and dominating the ball. And that's exactly what the Pass It Shorter does, alongside of Dribble Less, which we are going to get into in a second. But having this on is going to make it super easy to dominate your games and just get a real feeling of who you're playing and a little bit of control as well. Hence why we've also gone with deep lying forward to sort of come and collect the ball to drift up the field on Pass It Shorter, hold position, and also tackle harder, alongside of the advanced forward who is going to be on attack, simply on tackle harder. So a lot more of a shorter passing, possession-based tactic that won't score as many goals, but will have more possession and more control. And going over to the team instructions, we are now going to drop to a positive mentality on passing to space. Focus play through the middle is going to remain. We're going to play out from the back as well, but on this occasion, we are going to go much shorter with a slightly higher tempo, and the real big change is going to be the dribble less. I talk about this all the time, but dribble less is a great way to get more possession, because essentially it means your players aren't going to be dribbling with the ball at their feet too much. They've got to favour a passing option, and with this tactic, we've got so many good passing options. How close are this for example, this lovely diamond here? We're going to be amazing at having the ball, so it's a much more calm approach to the game. It's going to dominate possession. Transition, nice and basic. Counter press, distribute to the centre-backs while taking short goal kicks. We're not going to hit on the counter-attack because we don't want to really push ourselves out of shape, but also we don't want to hold shape and be too sort of compressed and stagnant, so we're simply going to leave it blank. Lastly, despite it being a defensive tactic, I'm still going to have that higher defensive line because it just helps maintain the ball a little bit, having everyone a little bit further pushed up and sort of closer together, alongside of the high press line of engagement much more often. We're still going to put a little bit of prevention on the goalkeeper distribution on the opposition team, and we're going to get stuck in. And that is going to give you guys 3 fantastic variants of the broken meta 4-1-2-1-2, by far one of the best narrow formations I've used this year so far. Obviously, there's loads of others as well from different creators, but what I have made, this is definitely up there. So definitely give it a go if you're not a big fan of wingers, or don't have them, or if you just want to switch up. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like, drop a little subscription on the channel, and be sure to come over to the streams as well, which are going to be on the screen, and on the stream, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Have a great day. And if you guys did enjoy today's video, here are going to be a couple more videos I'm sure you're going to love. Down here, you're going to see my previous video, and here is going to be a video I personally recommend for you guys to check out. Trust me, you're going to love it.